Hi guys, welcome to the Let's Toast podcast. This is Tali.
Hey everyone, it's Johanna. Woo! Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome. Um, First, we wanted to start out with thanking everyone for the feedback, but also letting you guys know that you guys need to back up off of us.
Hey, nah. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the feedback from our friends and family and everybody watching. We're trying, we're starting something new. It's our first time doing this. And look, we've already made improvements. We got a mic. We got two
Yeah,
mics.
we did. That was like the number one feedback that we got is that we need mics. And obviously, while we were editing the episode, we realized that we need mics. The sound quality wasn't great. But you guys know, moving forward, we do have some episodes that we have pre-recorded without our mics, so the sound quality might not be as great for the upcoming weeks. So just bear with us.
Yes. Be patient with us. We're trying, we're doing new things. We're gonna grow together. And it's actually really funny because we talked about this in the first episode with Henok about how our people are very critical, and we felt that. We got that. And thank you. Nobody holds back. And so
Yeah,
we appreciate that feedback and we're taking it to heart, and we're working to do better and be better. And yeah, just be patient with us. Thank you
yeah.
again for listening. We really appreciate it. We really do.
Um, Also, I was just thinking about this. If you guys do want to come on our podcast, like let us know.
Yes.
We'd love to interview you, or if you have some like suggestions of people we should interview that you'd love to hear from, we will reach out to those people. We don't mind. So,
Yeah, we
definitely
be in the
reach out.
DMs, sliding the
Yes.
emails, Facebook messages. Trust me, that's how I got some people.
Yeah. We have no shame.
No shame at all.
Um,
But
some of the things that we wanted to cover today, like we said, is where Toast is going and also where the Let's Toast podcast is going. So I'll give you guys kind of an overview of what's been happening with Toast the Juice Bar. If you guys are new listeners or like new to following us or me, um, I came up with a concept about 2, 3 years ago called Toast Juice Bar. Toast Juice Bar is my concept, a juice bar, all natural, ready, order like order. Oh my god. It is made to order juices and toasts. And I wanted to open it in Philadelphia. In January, I did start a Indiegogo campaign to try and raise money. But beforehand, before even letting the whole world know about my concept, I had been working on Toast for a while. It started out with just a name because I was like, oh my God, like toast, like food, and then toast, like, toasting, cheers. Um, it was an idea of um, just bringing healthy options to Philly because, coming from the Northwest, we have juice bars on every corner, salad
yeah,
bars, like anything that you want that is healthy is so readily available. But when I moved to Philly, it was like Chinese food on every corner. Poppy stores, corner stores, like
food deserts.
yeah, food deserts, like just not being able to like access healthy food as, easily as I had been in the Northwest. So yeah, that's kind of like where the idea came about. And prior to me kind of like telling everybody, I had, obviously my background's in marketing. So I did the logo, I took the pictures, like I came up with the whole brand from zero. And when it came down to kind of like figuring out how I was going to open it, I teamed up with a nonprofit that helps entrepreneurs, like culinary entrepreneurs in specific, that help them pretty much like get their business off the ground, but also it was like a commercial kitchen that people could use for a pretty low price. Through there, I also hired my business consultant who had opened a juice bar previously. And he really helped me with everything. Like he knew all the details, the ins and outs of everything that I needed to do. He was also a real estate agent. So we kind of had an eye on a location. Um, I had done a walkthrough on the location. My contractor did a walkthrough on the location. You know, the people that had the building, they actually had two letters of intent already, and they were waiting for my letter of intent because they really believed in my concept and really liked it. So I had everything kind of lined up except for the funds, you know? And so that's when I did an Indiegogo campaign, which didn't really I mean, I raised some money, which, you know, I'm really grateful for, but it didn't really reach the amount that I needed to. And so also, you know, people had told me like grants, like no one's going to give you a grant. Like 99% of the grants are for people whose businesses are already open. You know, I looked into a lot of them that people were throwing my way, and I just didn't qualify. And loans, I think, you know, a lot of people in Philly were telling me like it's so easy to get a loan, but I think people need to realize like getting a loan for like to renovate a house, like let's say you bought a house and you needed like 100,000 to renovate it, which people for some reason equate that with like business credit, like for any type of business. It doesn't work that way. Like a business, I mean, a bank is not going to give me $150,000 to just start my business, or else, you know, everybody would start their business that way. So yeah, that's what happened. I pretty much was ready, but it didn't happen. I did have somebody who was interested in investing, but they kind of just stopped replying when things got kind of real. Um, and then I just kind of told myself, like, if Toast doesn't open this year, like, I'm moving back home because I was just not happy with my time in Philly, like, especially career wise. And so I told myself, okay, I'm moving back to Portland and I'm going to go to beauty school because I felt like I needed to career change in order to be able to um, get more money, you know?
Yeah.
Um, what was that?
I was trying to put my fingers in the camera and I was looking at the wrong screen. But but Tali did my nails, y'all. Look, it's cute and marble. I'm tired. I just woke up. Be patient with
I'm
me.
fucking dead. I'm dead. So
But
yeah,
yes, she's been working hard. Been working
I've
hard.
been in beauty school. I felt like I really needed to do a career change that was like, you know, the return on investment would be a lot higher. I feel like if I just would have continued to just kind of work in my field, I just wasn't going to make enough money. Like, I think that making money as an entrepreneur literally helps you make more money. Like, there's so many different avenues of making money that I can do while doing nails, not just the servicing, but also like teaching once I get better, owning a salon, you know, things of that nature where I can, you know, really put my head down for the next 3 years because I'll be done with school in a couple months and just really make a lot more money than I would be. And then hopefully, you know, like in my mind, I just think like 2025, like that would be the year that I would open Toast. And, you know, I think a lot of people would kind of look at um, you know, what happened with Toast to be kind of like a failure. Like you didn't make it that, you know,
No.
that year. I mean, I feel like that's probably the way that I looked at it because I was pretty
Yeah.
heartbroken about it.
I was gonna say, I think you're hard on yourself.
Yeah, I
But I
am.
mean, especially those around us who've seen you work on the concept for so long and then take it to the public. We've seen the steps that you've taken and the goals that you have reached. You
Yeah.
have reached milestones. You just
Yeah.
didn't hit that that last mark. But everything takes time. Everything great takes time. We just have to be patient.
Yeah. I always think about like, you know, when did Disney become Disney? You know, when did he come up with the concept? And it
Hmm.
was like he was like 50. Like anybody that has really made any type of like impact or like really been successful didn't really do it when they were like in their 20s or like even at the age of 30, you know? So I feel like, okay, what's another 5 years? It's really like, it's really
Exactly.
not that big of a deal. So it's just kind of like, okay, I need to figure out on my own. I also realized that I need to figure out like things are not going to get done unless I get them done. So like I did everything except for the money, and obviously it's like at this point I did everything, so I need to do the money part. Is
Yeah.
like let me just save my own money, figure out how to make more money and make Toast happen. And people are like, "What? You're going to go to like I feel like people like I feel like that's what people are thinking, like you're going to go to school to do nails, but then you want to open Toast." It's like I can do anything I want. Like I feel like
Yeah,
what?
but I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to be doing nails without a license. You feel me? Like
Exactly.
it makes sense why you have to invest money into something to make more money, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm even looking at me and my career. I invested my time into a master's degree to get to where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without my master's degree.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like it's the same thing.
Yeah. It just needs like you always have to think about like how to pivot to make sure that you're like reaching your goals.
Yeah.
And for me, like changing my career and becoming a different type of business owner is the way for me to pivot.
And low key, you do makeup and stuff too, so that's an all around beauty
I
beauty spot
know.
right there. So
I know.
it actually it makes sense. It legit makes sense for you in your career path and where you're going.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people know this, but I was a makeup artist.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
I don't think Philly people like my friends in Philly like I feel like don't know a lot about what I used to do. But
It's because of you, because Tali used to work at Mac, and that's how she got into like doing makeup and stuff. So for Blanca's wedding that just passed, the girl who did our makeup used to work at Mac, and I was like, oh, I trust her because I was like, Tali used to work at Mac, and she was
yeah.
great. So and she did an amazing job. So it's because of you and my experience with you. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah, for
she
those
got
who
it.
don't know, like when
Yeah.
you work at Mac, you have to do like a boot camp. They send you like through a whole week boot camp where it's like morning to evening, like full shifts, Monday through Friday of like just makeup, just learning, like before you're even like a certified like Mac girl. But that's how I ended up doing or having like my own little makeup business and doing literally all the Habesha people's wedding makeup in Portland.
Yeah.
People were still like hitting me up when I lived in Philly, and I was like, I don't know who this is, but
It's a
I
community.
don't
Once
live
it
here.
spreads,
I
once it
know.
spreads, it spreads. Especially because you were affordable too, girl.
I
They
know.
held on to that.
Oh my God. I'm mad, honestly.
But that was the time. Like now I look at businesses and stuff. People aren't as, they're charging like their worth
Money.
now. Like back a few years ago, people were not. People were undercharging.
Oh my God. I
And
was
I think
charging $50 a face. That is
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, that's especially for a bride, that's insane.
I
Like
I
I
get it.
just paid $95.
And you felt like that was like, okay.
I thought
That's
that was
fair.
affordable. That was actually
Yeah.
that was on the cheaper end, but from what was out there. But she did an amazing job. But yeah, it's actually yeah,
That's
it's
funny. I'm
crazy.
about
But
to charge up the ass now for nails, just so y'all know.
I mean, it's worth it. Like sis has come a long way. She's been practicing for like what, like 6 to 9 months now.
For
And I
real.
remember the first time she did nails, I was like, "Ooh, girl, this ain't it. This ain't
Gotta
it."
start
Like,
somewhere, okay?
yeah.
Yeah,
And now I'm actually letting her do my own nails, so
I
she has
know.
come a long way. And I'm very particular with my nails,
Shout
so
out
that
to
says a lot.
Josie I'm in school and my teacher, I'm not even going front, my teacher is not that great, but like my real teacher is my friend Josie. She does nails. Follow her. Josie's Nail Room. She is like a great teacher, and I feel like she's taught me a lot, like more than I've learned in school in terms of
Thank you,
skill.
Josie. Thank you, thank you.
I know. I really should have listened to her a long time ago because I was working on acrylic, which I'm pretty good at acrylic now, but like I don't like using acrylic because of the smell. The it's just like chemically, I don't really like using
Hmm.
chemicals. So um she really put me on to Gel X and like doing like builder gels and like sculpted manicures and things like that where it's like more obviously more on the higher end but like way healthier for your nail. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that's what's been going on with Toast and what's been going on with me. I'm back on the West Coast in Portland.
Yes, it's actually ironic because when we started this podcast, Tali was in Philly, I was in Seattle, and right now I'm actually in Philly and Tali's in
Mhm.
Portland. So we just kind of swapped coasts for the moment. I'll be back in
Yeah,
Seattle soon.
it's nice. I'm really happy to be back. I felt like Philly just wasn't it for me the past 3 years. It was like a very I don't think people know this. I feel like people are always like, very surprised because I feel like I'm a pretty private person to when it comes to like what's actually going on in my life. Like when I have an announcement, I have no problem to announce it to the world, but like when shit is happening in my life, I'm not like, oh my God, I got into 3 accidents, like And I worked in a really toxic work environment. Like obviously all my friends know this, but like people that are like I'm reconnecting with like in Portland are like, "What? Like you had a bad time in Philly?" I'm like, "Yeah, like it was not a great place for me." I mean, obviously I learned a lot, and I think, it that's where my idea about toast came about. But yeah, I'm really excited to be back.
And we're happy to have you back.
But yeah,
Yeah.
next steps with the Toast podcast. Oh yeah, so that how that came about is pretty much I just wanted to keep Toast alive. And Johanna and I had tried to do a podcast back in the day, like before I even moved to
Yeah, when
um
I had moved back to Portland from Miami,
yeah.
and we are like, let's do a podcast, let's get on it. And we actually filmed that episode, which we never aired. And we will never air. That
Never.
is for the vault.
We had like
And, you
two
know,
cameras set up in my old apartment
yeah,
and like
cute.
yeah, it
It was
was
pretty
cute.
cute. It was actually a really cute setup. And we tried, and it just didn't work out. And then Tali, moved to Philly then, and we just kind of put everything on hold. And honestly, it kind of just worked out for the best because now we're in a virtual world. So Zoom was, wasn't a thing back then, and now we're like, okay, we're on different coasts, we can do this. We're on
Mhm.
opposite ends of the country, and it's funny because I kind of joke about this, but adversity just keeps getting in our way, y'all. Like when I
I have
tell
no
you,
idea.
we filmed this episode yesterday and we forgot to hit record. So that's one thing.
We filmed for
Um,
like 20 minutes, you guys.
yeah, we didn't realize that it didn't hit record. We filmed an entire episode of somebody who was in a different country. Like I had to coordinate 3 different time zones, and as soon as we stopped recording, the computer crashed and we lost the episode. The whole thing with the sound, we weren't able to get our graphics. Tali had to put them together real quick, like the day
Yeah. We
before.
went through two
And
graphic designers on Fiverr. Like it just was, oh my god, we should literally show you guys what it looked like before. It's kind of
one
fun.
day, I'm not ready for that right now, but
Yeah. That was
yeah, we have just, we have gone through like so many different obstacles to get here. And the day we're supposed to launch, why did Facebook and Instagram go down?
literally.
Literally the day we're supposed to launch. I at that point I was just laughing, and I'm like, you know what, Tali, this podcast is meant to be because for everything that's keeps coming our way, we keep fighting and we keep pursuing, and we really want to get this done. So we were like, we just have to launch and we just have to do it. And we
Yeah.
just realized that everything right now is not going to be perfect, but it's our baby, and we just have to let it go, let it grow into the world, and it'll blossom and we'll grow with it.
Yeah.
And so, kind of with that, the idea of Let's Toast podcast is we wanted to create a space for people like us, to share their journey, and specifically Black people. And Tali's an immigrant. I'm born here, so we have different perspectives on life, as well as who we want to bring onto the show. So we have a plethora of people who are succeeding in their careers, who may be entrepreneurs, who did the traditional route, going to school, who may have changed career paths later on in life. And we want to bring those people to light, celebrate them, as well as learn from them, because we can all learn from each other. And I know one thing about Tali and I, we're big on networking and getting to know other people, because how else can you better yourself and better what you're doing without talking to other people? It's kind of like that whole like unofficial mentorship thing. And so we really try to get to know people when we interview them, ask about their background, ask about the steps that they've taken to reach to the the point that they're at right now. Even just kind of looking at Henok, he had a little idea of starting a dating app, and now look, people are getting married. That is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Off of an idea, like you are helping people find love. And a lot of we talked a lot about the back end, as well as the app and what it's doing now. And that's just kind of like how we're going about this podcast. We're talking about what people are doing now, but also their background, because that has a lot to do with where they're at now and what they've learned and where they're going.
Hmm.
So it's literally a FUBU, for us, by us. We're creating a space. So like Tali said, if you want to be on it, let us know. If you have any recommendations, we are
Yeah.
open to everything and all suggestions, and we really just want to create this for us.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited for you guys to like hear our podcast that we have coming up. Um, they're really, I feel like they're pretty educational. We're
Yes,
gonna talk to
yes.
somebody that really trade stocks like on a high level. We're talking to real estate agent. Yeah, we're just really trying to educate everyone and obviously
Yeah,
ourselves.
exactly. Like we're learning. I learned a lot. Like we
Hmm.
interviewed a black therapist. I learned a lot. We
Oh
had
yeah,
orthopedic
I
surgery.
forgot
Yeah,
about
yeah.
him.
That
Oh
that
my
was a
god,
really
I'm excited for that one.
yeah. I'm really excited. Like I was talking to my cousin about it, and I was just telling her all these things that he brought up, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, even like we had a black orthopedic surgeon who's on. And oh, by the way, speaking of that, my wrist is healed, y'all. I'm doing okay. We recorded a lot of our episodes in the spring, and that's when I fractured my wrist, but I'm all good now. So that's another thing. When we film, we don't immediately post.
Yeah, we
It's
kind of
the
wanted to hit a target before we posted and launched.
yeah, yeah, and it takes time. Again, we've been working on this. We're almost hitting a year, like of us
Yeah.
working on this. So it's a journey.
I know. But I'm glad to have it out there, honestly. It's like pretty exciting. I'm excited for your guys' feedback. The more we grow and the more we interview
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and we're having fun. We're having fun doing this. And the more we do this, the more comfortable we'll get and the more of our personality you will see.
Yeah.
And the more that we will share. Like
Yeah.
we'll reach that point.
I'm definitely excited.
Yes, yeah. So Wednesdays will be our launch day. It kind of just happened that way. That was not our plan. So we're just
Yeah.
rolling with it. As we're rolling with a lot of things. So we look forward to you all checking us out every Wednesday. Please like and subscribe our YouTube page,
Yes.
Spotify, Apple, anything that you listen to podcasts on.
We're on it.
We are on it.
And if you
And
want to see our faces, then you can go on our YouTube.
my family, they all watched it on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my god,
yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a YouTube person too. I like to watch people's expressions and see how they
Yeah.
react to certain
No,
things.
I feel you for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you every
Yes.
Wednesday.
And cheers with
We're
my
we're
drink
on
that's
water today.
pretty much
Okay.
gone, my Diet Coke.
Is that your Diet Coke? Okay, I have water. Cheers to my water.
Cheers.
And all right, thank you all.